y'all. It is a Monday, President's Day, and I'm Allen Loves Yarn on Ravelry, and Wool Slayers podcast on Instagram, and Sal and Al the Wool Slayers on YouTube. And I just have quite a few slays, and they've been piling up, so I figured I'd just do a slay show today. I have quite a few things on the needles. They're almost finished, so I didn't bring them up to record. I'll just show you when I'm finished and then show you the new cast-ons once I have all that done. So it is President's Day in the U.S., and it is a holiday for my kids. It's a holiday for me from work. And so I'm recording. First, what I'm wearing, this is the Shisui shrug by Suzanne Summers. And I made it a few years ago. And the reason I have it on is because this might be the last time you see it in this format. And I know, like, I'm not tall enough, you can't really see it all. There you go. I like it. It was my first brioche project. I had a great time knitting it. I'm going to take it off so I can show you a little more detail. I knitted in the exact same colors as the pattern, or the exact same yarn. It is essentially a shawl with arms, and that's the problem. So it has short sleeves. They come to about here on me. About here, and I just want to tug them up. I think it's just not a style I enjoy wearing. So a friend of mine said, and she's a little bit of a knitter. She doesn't knit very often, and she took a break for a long time and is in advanced skills, which is fine. But she said, take the sleeves off. Just sew up that section, because the rest of it is a beautiful shawl, right? Like, it's a really nice shawl. And so I think I can do that. I think I can just take the sleeves off and somehow sew it up. It would come from this space right here that has the eyelets. And if I somehow carried the eyelets down, I don't know, but I think it's worth a try, and I think I'll wear it a lot more as a shawl than I do as a shrug. I feel like it's a little short on me. I had almost 2 skeins left that I should have used, or I could, like, it was meant to use, but I knit it as the pattern said, and I think if I had gone longer with it, I would be happier with it as a sweater, but that would not fix the sleeve length. So I'm going to wear this on the podcast one last time and tell y'all what I was up to. So I'm going to turn it into a shawl. I don't think I'm going to try to pick out the cast off, the bind off. I think I'm just going to cut it and then unravel it. I don't need to save that yarn. I have more of the yarn to make, and I could use what I pull out of the sleeves too. So that is no longer going to be a sweater next time we talk. Well, maybe in like 2 or 3 times by the time we talk, but yeah, not doing that. Not going to have it as a sweater. Okay, so here are my FOs. I have the Flyway twist. This has been on my needles for so long. So long. It is from Vera Valimaki. Oh, I have it backwards. Do I have it backwards? No, this is right. See, it's almost reversible. It is. Yeah, it's almost reversible. But it is from one of the interpretations, the collaboration that Vera Valimaki and Joji Locatelli do. And I did it in the same color scheme that she has in the pattern, but not in the same yarn. I don't think so. I think she used a different yarn brand. So this is Hedgehog Fibers, and it is in, I made notes. It is in, kid you not, is the orange, and Crystal is the kind of gray color. I did some modifications. So you start out with the garter section here, and then you go into the brioche. Once you're finished with the brioche, then you do the short row solid garter of the orange, and then you would stop. I could tell, first of all, this gray, because when you see the picture of her in the pattern, like it's this size. It's this size. I got to the end of the garter and just, started going into the brioche and was at the point where I was supposed to stop the brioche and do the garter border. And I was like, this is tiny. This is a tiny shawl. It's not even going to go around my neck. Like, it was so small. It would have gone around my neck, but it was tiny. So what I did was I just kept going with the brioche until I felt like, it's time to stop. So then when it came time to do the garter border, I didn't feel like it was thick enough, and I still had the gray left. So I went ahead and I used up the gray. I used up what I had left. So this is a full 2 skein pattern, or 2 skein shawl, and I just modified it. I find myself doing this a lot lately, but I really like it. I think if I hadn't modified it, it would have been really small. It would have been too small, and I wouldn't have liked it as much. And I think it's fine having the extra stripe, the contrast color, because otherwise, if I didn't have the contrast gray here, if I didn't have that there, sorry, let me back up. If I didn't have the gray here, then the only place that you would see solid gray would be here. This would be all brioche. You'd have the solid orange, and then you'd only have gray here. And that'd be fine. But I like it. I like it with the skinny stripe on the bottom. I would like it without it too. It doesn't matter. But for me, it was like, let's just use it all up. Not that I don't like leftovers. You can see my leftovers back here. They will get used. Everything gets used. But for this, I was happy to use it all up. So, I have a kitten. Well, she's almost a year old. She makes trouble. She makes trouble every time I'm up here. She follows me around the house. She's amazing. I love this kitten. She is so great. And if she comes over, I will pick her up and show y'all. But she has managed, she's pulled out a ball of yarn. Whenever I come up here, she just makes trouble. She doesn't damage any yarn. That's what's amazing. Like, she doesn't chew through it. She doesn't do any of that. But she does pull it out, and she spreads it around the room. So I have now taken her toy away, and I don't actually know where it came from. She probably pulled it from one of the shelves back there. Okay, so Flyway Twist by Vera Valmaki. Now she wants to play with the cords for the lights. Come here, you. Okay, here she is. This is Kitty. Her name is Kitty, and we love her. She's very sweet and much more like a dog than a cat. She follows me around all day long. She jumps on my desk all day long. I'm constantly picking her up and putting her down, but she's fun to have around, and we love her. Okay, next I have another Gap tastic. This was one that came out of my mom's stash. she had a bunch of bulky yarn, but not enough to really do anything, anything other than a cowl or a hat. Oh, that's her knocking the oh. She was playing around the tripod. So not enough to make anything really with, like a skein of this, a skein of that. And you know what she's doing? Okay, so I have a full-length mirror behind the camera so I can see what's on the camera, like what is there. She's playing with herself in the mirror. She's laying down at the bottom, but because it's right next to the tripod, it's knocking the tripod over. Kitty. She's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Hope nobody gets seasick from that. But she was like play fighting with herself in the mirror. Super cute. Okay, this is why I love kittens. So this is Gaptastic, and this is probably the third Gaptastic I've made. I think my mom has made 4 or 5. So what we did was we went through her bulky stash and we matched up what could be made into Gaptastics. So I had 3 balls of this blue color, which actually on camera is looking super turquoise, and it's not. It's more like a dusty blue. Yeah. But I had 3 balls of that. It's Ella Ray. Again, I made notes. It's Ella Ray Mocha in number 6, blue green. And I just wanted to show y'all, I love this kind of yarn. Do you see the high twist on this? Like, that just is so much fun to knit with. It feels good. It looks fun. Like, I love the twist on that. So, I had 3 balls of that, and then this is hand spun. The contrast section is hand spun. And so what I did was the rule of 3s. I did 1 ball. I started out and knit 1 ball of the blue. Then I knit all of the hand spun, and then I did 2 balls of the blue until I ran out or had that much left. I had to estimate bind off. So it's a Gaptastic. I love Gaptastics. I like wearing them, and they're fun to knit. So there. It's warm. It's cozy. I like how the colors play when you wrap it around. And then it also does fine long. Like, it's great long. So, Gaptastic. I think I have 1 more paired up to make from yarn from my mom's stash, but I kind of put this bag together and I found it and then was like, is this supposed to be a Gaptastic or was I doing something else with this? So I have to double check with my mom on it. Okay, next is the Frank shawl by Joey Locatelli. Here we go. I used a kit from Madeline Tosh, and Joey originally knit it from Madeline Tosh yarn. I think it's Madeline Tosh. What's the singles? I can't remember what she calls Twist Light. No, it's not Twist. Anyway, I can't remember what she calls her singles, but and you're probably all saying what it is to me as you watch. But this was a kit, and I can tell you the colors. Notes. Okay, the red is Carolina Reaper. So we've got there's 4 colors. The red is Carolina Reaper, and it's an orangey red, like a brick red. It's beautiful. I love it. The dark brown is Ristretto, and the speckle is called Tiny House. And I think it was a great, I think this kit, the colors they put together are really great for this. Tiny House has a little bit, the speckles pick up the red, they pick up the brown. And then this kind of gray cream color is antique lace, which is a common, very popular one of Madeline Tasha's colors, because it kind of goes, it takes kind of whatever tone it's with. So, so here, my comments on it, I think it's kind of hard to wear. Like, I don't really know how to wear it. I don't typically wear shawls this way. I think if you do wear shawls this way, you would really like it. Like, the shape of it is kind of meant to be worn this way, but I don't wear them this way. So then, like, if I try to do it my usual way, where it's in the front, I can kind of wrap it like that, but it feels very blanket-ish. Yeah, I just don't know how to wear it. Like, I guess that's a little better. Get one of the corners on the front. That's a little better. I don't know. I got to play around with it, but it also doesn't feel like super secure. Like, I'd be fussing with it all day long. So we'll see. Maybe once I have it downstairs and in rotation, I'll actually figure it out. But it's been up here waiting to be shown on the podcast. So the other things to note of this is so the pattern makes it seem like, hold on, okay. The pattern makes it seem like you're gonna run out, like you're gonna use every inch of yarn. And she says to carry the yarn up. Oh! Kitty. She got the ball of yarn again. And now she's chasing her tail. I'm telling you, she's a mess, but we love her. And we love her. Okay. So Hohi says to carry the yarn up along this big section here, which I normally would not carry yarn that far. I typically only carry it a couple of rows, 4 at the max, but I listened to the instructions, and because I was, it said you're going to use every inch of it, I'm like, okay, well, then I can't leave ends for these stripes because there's a lot of stripes, right? There's a lot of stripes. So I couldn't leave, I'm like, if I leave ends, then I might run out of yarn. I had lots of yarn left. So I wish I hadn't carried it, because what happens is, and you can see here, I decided not to carry. So what happens is, one side you don't carry, because this is the side that you, you do your right side and then come back on. So one side has this on the edge, and one side doesn't. I don't love that. The other thing is that because I had so much yarn left over, I would have made it bigger. The construction is super interesting. Like, I loved making it because the construction was really cool. But if you don't know early on that you're gonna have a lot of yarn, then you can't do anything about it, because you make it the way you piece it together. You just have to decide early if you're gonna go extra repeats, because then the pieces won't fit together if you don't. So I would make it bigger. And because I had so much yarn left, I thought about putting tassels on the ends, because I love tassels, but I didn't. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I will wear it. I like it. I love the colors. Is it one I'm gonna make again? No. But I rarely make things twice anyway, so that's not a big loss. But and it was fun to knit. It was fun to knit. Just small changes I would make to it. Okay, the next one I love. I worked on this for so long. It is the Overthrow Wrap from Hohi Locatelli, and it is in an interpretation. So let me turn it this way so you can see the spine better. It is from one of the interpretations books. It was super fun to knit. it's a great construction. Like I can wear this, easily wear this. So I have put it on before. Let me just try again. Try to do this on camera. There we go. Do this. Okay, I did this better. Let me see how to do this. Okay. Nope, that's not it. What did I do last time? Oh, I see. I know what I did. Okay. So this comes around here. Is that what I did? Yeah, maybe hold on. Maybe I tucked this under here. Okay, I know it's exciting watching me style knitting, right? That feels a little tight on my neck, but there. I think that's what I did. So it feels fabulous. So what it is you hold mohair double. You start at the small end and you're alternating textures. So you start with, is that garter? Yeah, okay. So you start with garter, then you do stockinette, then you do brioche with the next color, and then you go garter, stockinette, brioche with the next color, and so on. And it was so much fun to do the color progressions. Now, when I originally put my colors together, I had orange here at the end. And I got towards the end and I was like, not feeling the orange, like the orange isn't right. And I was so smart because the pink goes with the purple. Like it kind of ties it all together. The orange and the purple would look great also, but it they don't have the same kind of values, I guess. I don't know if value is the right term, but it just, the squishiness of mohair hilt double is so nice. It is so nice. I just love it. And the construction is interesting. Tons of ends to weave in, tons. But I'd rather weave in ends than carry up the side. So these spines, because she was inspired by a leaf, and so she wanted to create a leaf design, and she did. And the construction of this is really interesting. So this center bit, can you see how it's a little bit raised? It almost makes I-cord in the middle. And then each of the spines, they're not as puffed up, but because they're the way you do the reverse stockinette, they pop a little bit. But it is that each white stripe had two ends to weave in, and then you had all the ends of the different color mohair. So yeah, there were lots of ends to weave in, but I really just love it. And if anything, it's one that I like, now this would be interesting. Make it bigger and make it like a throw. Like I would love that. It just, the feel of mohair is so squishy and soft and warm and not a realistic throw with the children. They're teenagers now, but they're almost harder on my blankets now. But I could see having something luxurious like this. Oh, there we go. See, that was easy. I was trying too hard before. That was easy. So there we go. That's the shawl. The Overthrow Wrap. Okay, let me do the right side. There. But aren't these colors lovely? Just lovely. You don't see the purple as much on the front, but there it is on the back. Oh, I just love it. Oh, and it goes well with my pink glasses. Okay, the yarn for this was, it was, sorry, let me find the right notes. Helps if I have my glasses on. Okay, the mohair was mohair that I had that some of it was just leftover, like Kid Silk Haze, Kid Silk Aura. In fact, the purple was Kid Silk Aura, which is a thicker mohair, so I did not double it. I just used it once. And then the rest of it was yarn I got in Italy when my mom and I found that pop-up shop in Milan while we were on the Lambs on the Run tour with Cindy Hallam. So it was kind of like no label, you know, I just had cones of it almost. Well, not on cones. Should have put them on cones because I have rewound that mohair so many times because it just wants to slip out of its ball. Oh, one more. Okay. I got myself organized over Christmas and I found a couple of whips that were just in bags. And one of them was this tiny little baby hat. The baby it was for is no longer this small. The baby it's for is now like a 2.5-year-old, maybe 3-year-old. So it will not be getting this little hat. But it's not blocked. I don't think I'm gonna block it. Like, it seems fine. I didn't write notes on what this one is, so I don't know what the pattern is. Sorry y'all, I don't remember. It was a free pattern and it was just a little bit of color work and it's cute. It's just a little baby cute hat. So that's it. But you know, it felt good to get that bag emptied and put away. And I think I have 4 or 5 whips in bags right now. I'm actively working on 3. 2 are in the easy dark knitting stage, which is how I like it. I like having one in the car that's just a dark knitting, you know me, stoplight knitting. And then the other one I like to have at my desk, which is the dark knitting, so that when I'm in meetings or doing something that I don't need my hands, I can pick up the knitting and do a few stitches, few rows. And then the other one is for when I have time to think, like if I'm listening to a book and I can focus on what I need to be doing, counting and that kind of thing. So this has been fun. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And Kitty's having fun. I dropped a note, so now she's chasing the note around. And she's got more yarn. We love her. Okay, well, until next time, guys, don't forget to slay.